Hi students, welcome back to computer class. Okay, so today we are moving on to a new chapter number 7, and the chapter name is An Introduction to Scratch. Okay, so Scratch means it is a programming language, and in this chapter we are going to study about this Scratch programming language. So what do you mean by programming? First, let us see what do you mean by programming. Programming is the step-by-step instructions that are given to the computer using a programming language in order to perform a task. Okay, this is the definition for programming. Programming, it is the step-by-step instructions which are given to the computer in order to perform a task. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to study about Scratch programming language. There are many computer programming languages which are used for giving instruction to a computer, and Scratch is said to be an example of one such programming language. Okay. And now let us see some of the features of this Scratch programming language. So I have said to you that there are many computer programming languages which are used for giving instruction to a computer, and one among this is Scratch programming language. And now let us see some of the features of this Scratch programming language. It is mainly a programming language which has been created for children in order to understand the basics of computer programming. Okay. That is the first feature of Scratch programming language. This programming language is mainly created for children in order to understand the basics of this computer programming. Okay, and it is easy to learn and use. It can be used for creating games, in order to draw pictures, make presentations. Okay, and it is said to be compatible with Windows, Mac OS, Linux operating system. Compatible means it is suitable with Windows, Mac OS, Linux operating system. That is, this Scratch programming language will work with Windows, Mac OS and Linux operating system. That is what you mean by the word compatible. Okay. So these are some of the features of Scratch programming language. Mainly it is a programming language which has been created for children in order to understand the basics of programming language. Okay, then it is said to be easy to learn and use, and it can be used for creating games, drawing pictures, making presentations, etc. And it is said to be compatible with Windows, Mac OS and Linux operating system. Compatible means this programming language can be used, or they can be worked in Windows, Mac OS and Linux operating system. Okay, so these are some of the features of Scratch programming language. And next, let us see how to start Scratch in our computer. Okay, first step is you have to click on the start button, then you have to click on the all programs, and then you have to click on Scratch 2. Then the Scratch window will appear on the screen. Okay students, these are the steps that you have to follow in order to start a Scratch. First step is you have to click on the start button, then you have to click on all programs, and then you have to click on Scratch 2. Then the Scratch window will appear on the screen. Okay, these are the steps that you have to follow in order to start the Scratch. And students, this is how your Scratch window looks like. And using this window you can create games, you can make presentation, you can make quiz. Okay, so this is how the Scratch window looks like. So students, till now we have seen what are the features of Scratch programming language and how to start Scratch in our computer, and we have now seen the Scratch window, how a Scratch window looks like. And now let us study some of the parts of the Scratch window. The first part of Scratch window is Sprite. Okay, first part of Scratch window that we are going to study is about Sprite. A sprite means it is a cartoon character that is present on the stage of the Scratch window. Okay, this is the definition of a sprite. A sprite is said to be a small cartoon character that is present on the stage of the Scratch window. Okay, it is a cartoon character. See, like what you see in this picture, sprite means they are small cartoon characters, and we can use this cartoon characters in order to perform different actions in our Scratch program. Okay, and the Scratch has got many sprites which you can add or remove to our project. Okay, so sprite means it is a small cartoon character that is present in our stage of the Scratch window. And there are many sprites which are present inside our Scratch. You can either add or remove these sprites onto the stage. Okay, and we can use these sprites in order to perform different actions in our Scratch program. And the second part of the Scratch window that we are going to study is about stage. Stage means it is a white area on which a sprite is seen. Okay, stage means it is a white area on which a sprite is seen. And this is the area in which the sprite can move and perform different actions. Okay, so once again, stage means it is a white area on which a sprite is seen. Students, look, this is how a stage looks like. It is an area, white area in which a sprite is being seen. And you can see over the stage, a cat sprite is being seen. Okay, so this is how the stage looks like in Scratch window. Moving on to the third part of Scratch window, it is block palette. Block palette, they contain 10 different block menus. And clicking on one block menu, they will display the block list which are available under that. Okay, block palette means they contain 10 different block menus, and if you're clicking on any one of those block menu, it will display the block list which are available under it. Okay, this is what we mean by block palette, third part of Scratch window. And what you see in this picture is the block palette present inside the Scratch window. Okay, see, this is a specific block menu, and if you're clicking on that specific block menu, it will display the block list which are available under that particular block menu. Okay, so this is how block palette looks like in Scratch window. And now moving on to the fourth part. The fourth part is known as script area. Look at what I mean by script area. It is a blank gray area on the right of the block list. Okay, script area means it is the blank gray area on the right of the block list, and this is the area to which these blocks are being dragged and placed in order to create the script. Okay, so the fourth part of the Scratch window is known as script area, and script area means it is a blank gray area on the right of the block list. And look at this picture. This is how the script area looks like. It is a gray area which is present on the right side of the block list, and this is the area to which the blocks are dragged and placed in order to create the script. Okay, so this is how the script area looks like in the Scratch window. And moving on to the last part of Scratch window, it is known as script. Script means a script is formed when more than one block is joined in order to perform a task. Okay, script is formed when more than one block it is being joined in order to perform a task. Okay, we use or we write a script in order to perform a task, and this task is being performed when more than one block they are being joined together. Okay, this is what I mean by the last part of Scratch window known as script. Okay, so students, we studied about 5 parts of Scratch window. First one was sprite, second one was stage, third one was block palette, fourth one is script area, and last part is script. Okay, so students, these are the 5 different parts of the Scratch window. And students, with this I am ending my class today. So in this class, first we studied what I mean by programming, what are the features of the Scratch programming language. Then we studied how to start Scratch in our computer. Okay, and at last we saw which are the parts of the Scratch window. Okay, these were the topics that we covered today. Okay, so students, you should revise these topics by using your textbook, and if you are having any doubt, you can call me or you can WhatsApp me in my number. Okay, personal number. Thank you, students.